Hi everybody. So in this video, we're going to look at small angle approximations. This is when we can simplify sine theta, tan theta, and cos theta when the angle is small and it's measured in radians. So in example 1, I'll take you through each of these proofs, and then in example 2 and 3, we'll look at how we can use each of these to simplify trigonometric expressions. So if we begin with the area of triangle OAC, this will be in this triangle here. Well, this is the standard equation for a triangle. This is 1/2 of a base times the height. The base will be the length A to C. And because we have the angle and the perpendicular height, we can use trigonometry. We'll have the tan of the angle will be the opposite length, A to C, divided by the adjacent, which is R. So A to C will be R tan theta. So the area of a triangle will be 1/2 times the base, r tan theta, times the perpendicular height, r. So we can change this to make 1/2 r squared tan theta. And then if we look at the area of sector OAB, well, because we're dealing with radians, this will be the standard equation of 1/2 theta r squared. This should be greater than. And then the area of triangle OAB, this one, will be 1/2 AB sine C. So 1/2 of R times the R times the sine of the angle theta. Okay, so we've just worked out the area for each of these. And you can see we can factor out the 1/2 R squared from each term. So what we're left with is tan theta will be greater than theta will be greater than sine theta. Okay? What we want to show is that sine theta equals 0. Well, we know tan theta is the same as sine theta over cos theta. What we can do now is divide throughout by sine. That will cancel out this one and this one. So we'll get 1 over cos theta will be greater than theta over sine theta will be greater than 1. But we're told that theta is small. So if theta tends to 0, if it's small, then we have the cosine of 0. And this will tend to 1. We'll have theta over sine theta, and we know this is greater than 1. So what do you think this term will be if it's between 1 and 1? So this term must also be 1. And this means that theta must be the same as sine theta, because when you divide something by itself, you get 1. So when theta tends to 0, when it's small, theta will equal sine theta. And this is our first approximation. And then for part B, tan theta equals theta. Well, if we divide each of these by tan theta, then we'll get 1 is greater than theta over tan theta, which is greater than sine theta over tan theta. And we can simplify this. Sine theta divided by sine over cos is the same as sine multiplied by cos over sine. And these two will cancel. So we have 1 is greater than cos of theta. And again, if theta tends to 0, then this term will remain 1. We'll have theta divided by tan theta, and the cos of 0 is 1. So now theta divided by tan theta must be equal to 1. So theta must be divided by itself. And this is the second approximation. For part C, when we look at the cosine of theta, we need to use the Pythagorean identity. And we need to make cos squared the subject. So cos squared will equal 1 minus sine squared. But if theta is small, we know that sine theta is theta. So we'll get cos squared theta will be 1 minus theta squared. So cos theta will be the square root of that. And then we can simplify this using the binomial expansion. This will be 1 minus theta squared to the power of a half. So our n term is a half, and our x term is negative theta squared. So we'll have approximately 1 plus nx, so 1/2 times negative theta squared, plus n minus 1, the x term squared, divided by 2 factorial. But all of this will tend to 0, because if theta is small, and we raise it to the power of 4, then it becomes negligible. So all of this can go. So what we're left with is 1 minus 1/2 of theta squared. And that's what we have here. Okay? So we have our approximation for sine theta. We have the approximation for tan theta and for cos theta. And as we progress through the video, I'm going to show you how we can use these to simplify expressions. So in example 2, we need to simplify each of these expressions. If we begin with this one, well, we've got theta squared plus sine 3 theta. What do you think this will simplify to? So if we're replacing this theta with 3 theta, then this will become 3 theta, okay? So we've got theta squared plus 3 theta over 3 theta minus tan 2 theta, and this will just become 2 theta. So now we can factor out our numerator, and our denominator will simplify to make theta. We can cancel these two, and we're left with theta plus 3. Do you want to try and simplify the expression in part B? Okay, so cos⁴ theta, we're replacing this with 4 theta. So we'll do the same here. So we'll have 1 minus 4 theta squared divided by 2 plus 3 sine theta minus 1, all divided by tan theta. You can see the 1 and the negative 1 will cancel. When you square the 4, we get 16. Then we divide it by 2. So we get negative 8 theta squared plus the 3 theta divided by theta. We can cancel out the thetas. So we've got 3 minus 8 theta. How did you get on with that? Question C. Do you want to give question C a go yourself? Okay, so we've got 3 tan theta over sine theta plus 4 lots of 1 minus 3 theta squared over 2. You can see we can simplify that to make 3. We'll tidy up our bracket. We'll have 1 minus 9 theta squared over 2. So we'll expand out the bracket. We'll have 4. Negative 9 over 2 multiplied by 4 will give us negative 18 theta squared. And therefore we'll have 7 minus 18 theta squared. Okay? Let's try one more set of questions. So now we need to use these approximations to show this left-hand side can be simplified to this right-hand side. And we need to do the same here as well. Do you want to give these questions a go? You can pause the video and come back when you're ready. Okay, so if we begin with cos⁴ theta, this will be 1 minus 2 theta squared over 2 plus the tan theta minus the 1 over 2 theta plus 3 theta. We can cancel the 1 with a negative 1. Then we'll have negative 4 theta squared over 2 plus theta over 5 theta. We'll factor out our numerator. And then we can cancel these two. So we'll have 1/5 of 1 minus 2 theta. How did you get on with that? Okay, so for our second question, cos squared 2 theta will be 1 minus the 2 theta squared over 2, and all of this is squared. This is your cos⁴ theta, and then we're squaring it, plus 4 theta plus 5. So 1 minus 2 theta squared multiplied by itself. When we expand this out, we'll have 1 minus 4 theta squared plus 4 theta to the power of 4. And then we'll add the 4 theta and that 5. We can tidy this up. We've got the 1 and the 5, the positive 4 theta minus 4 theta squared plus 4 theta to the 4. But if theta is small, then when we raise the small number to a power of 4, it becomes very small. It becomes negligible. So this term will tend to 0. So we're left with 6 plus 4 theta minus 4 theta squared. Okay? Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found that useful. If you did find that helpful, you can download the worksheet and view the online lesson for more practice on my website. I'll leave a link below.